Hello everybody and welcome to this very first episode of Razoo Learns AFK Journey. I'm not a professional YouTuber, I'm just getting started, so if there's problems with the audio or video, I'm very sorry. I'm learning, so hence the title of this channel. But I hope you will still enjoy my content. I'm trying my best to give some interesting bits and pieces every now and then. So, this episode is actually the first in a series where I want to explain a bit about character recruiting. So, what characters do you want to recruit for? Why do you do that? What is the basic idea? And what modes do I need to push to? So, let's dive in and let's see what we can do here. So, first off, when you develop a character list, you should know what you're targeting. Are you a PvP player? Are you a PvE player? Well, it doesn't really matter that much. If you're progressing or if you want to push, you actually are pushing for certain modes so that you can actually get the best rewards in order to continue quicker. And the cool thing about this is that some of the characters actually are shared between PvP and PvE, so you don't need to do that much, or you don't need to build that different lists. However, at some points you might say, okay, I want to go more into that direction because I favor PvP, or I want to go more into that direction because I favor PvE, like boss fights, right? Okay, so where am I currently at? Well, I'm currently in a place where I can actually put the first units on Paragon 2. So I've got enough Paragon 1 units that I'm allowed to actually create Paragon 2 units. So that means that I'm currently pushing a bit more for PvP because like Paragon makes most sense in PvP. So you will see my setup being a bit more PvP centric. However, in the past I already pushed for PvE, so for Dream Realm, so I've got most of the Dream Realm characters built. So which comes in handy, as you will see in a minute. So now, if you want to push, so what characters should you choose? Well, I already said that you need to choose based on the rewards that you get in the game, and then everything follows after that. So, what modes are we looking at? So first off, the main or the interesting mode is Dream Realm. And the reason for Dream Realm being so important is the rewards. So if you look at the rewards, then you see that you get temporal essences. And for a long time, this was basically the only place where you would get them in a regular fashion. And it's still that way. So these temporal essences here are required to progress your characters on the X level. So if you're on Supreme Plus, you can push your X levels further up. So, or was it already Mythic Plus? I think even with Mythic Plus, you can already do that. And the reason for that is that some characters get extra features when you go beyond, for example, X10, which is 2 stars, or X15, which is 3 stars. And sometimes they make this unit extremely powerful. So that means you need these crystals in order to make your already good units even better. So it takes some time to build the unit, so you better start going into Dream Realm in order to get these temporal essences. The other thing that you get from Dream Realm are these dream fragments, so these lovely drops here. And these are also interesting because they offer you a chance besides the standard wish list to get characters. So if you go to the Dream Realm store, which is here, you see that you can buy a couple of characters for these drops. Let's say like that, right? So, and if I can buy characters from these drops, I don't necessarily need to put them on the wish list. However, you need quite a lot of these, which is pretty simple at the beginning of the season, but later on it's harder to get. So in the beginning of the season, you can push for characters, for example, like Odie, by just investing these drops or dream shards or whatever into characters. And then you can take the slot that Odie normally takes for somebody else, which is pretty great. If you have a lot of characters already developed, then you can also use the drops to invest into more temporal essences like I did here. Okay, so Dream Realm is pretty important, and if you want to score high, or if you do score high, then you get better rewards, which are pretty important for character development. Okay, so what next? So besides Dream Realm, you also need to invest a bit into PvP. And the reason, again, is rewards. So there's a standard arena here, which you sadly cannot see the rewards. Oh yeah, here you can. Here, what do you get? So I currently get daily rewards, like that's 700 plus 1,800 per week. So this is pretty decent. Huh? So that means like by scoring high, as I'm in the top 20, I'm getting quite a lot of these essences. If I'm a rank between, if I'm in the top 100, then I'm getting 630 plus these. Yeah, so basically it's like 700 something and 800 something. And if I would happen to be in the very top lane, I would get even more. Yeah, so but as we are talking about progression, it's very unlikely that you are in that range. Okay, so that is the thing that you want to push for. So at least top 100. The other arena is the Supreme Arena, where you also get some decent rewards, right? Because you got, currently I'm in the top 50. That means that I'm getting 450 arena rewards, or no, seasonal rewards, sorry, and not arena rewards. And if I would be in the top 100, I would only get 400, so 50 less. So if I progress even further, like in the top 20, where I sometimes am, then I'm getting 500. So and these are the things that you want to push for. The Twilight essences are not that important because we're talking about building, and Twilight essences only required if you go beyond X 15 levels. I think no, even X 20 it is, right? Oh, I don't know. I'm so rarely getting into that I don't really know. Yeah, so but only for the later stages. So you need to invest a lot more temporal essences before you even get to the point to spend these. Now for the shops, you will see that you have the arena shop, which is the classic arena, where you get the classic characters and all these celestial hypogene orbs. And this is the reason, or these are the reasons why you go for this arena, because these are freakishly expensive, and this is basically the only way how to get these out of for free-to-play players. The seasonal one is coming for the Supreme Arena, and here you get the more valuable characters, or the newer ones, which are normally a bit better than the classic ones. So that is the reason why you want to push for the Supreme Arena. So the guild store, yeah, depends a bit on your guild. If you're in a high up guild, you're getting more points depending on how well you do. And you get these discounted recruiting letters, I think I got here. Recruiting letters, which you should buy every day if you have the possibility to do so. And you have these monthly things that you should also buy. Should buy means like if you can afford the gems. If you're a free-to-play player, you might be short on gems. If you have like the standard gem thingy board, which is like the $5.99, it's in Europe, then you can basically buy this daily. There is absolutely no problem with that. If you don't have that, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But it's still discounted, so if you're after these, then yeah, you should definitely buy them daily so you get all of them. Good. So now to summarize that. So you want to do Dream Realm for the temporal essences. You also want to do Arena and Supreme Arena for getting additional characters outside of Wishlist. So we're looking for characters that do either well in Dream Realm or PvP, so Arena, or ideally both. But there's a third mode which is interesting, which is AFK stages. So as we're currently pretty far into the season, AFK stages are not that important anymore. And the breaking point is essentially when you reach the equipment limit. So if you have these maxed out, like all of them, then you can be a bit slower in progressing with AFK stages. Before you hit that, you should push very hard and very quickly. And it's even worse to spend the gems, but after you hit the equipment limit, you should not. Yeah, because you can use them for other things. So if you still want to push further, the only thing that you gain are these factional talent trees, so you can progress them further. So why is it so important to push AFK stages? The reason is advantage. If you are pretty far along with the AFK stages, you are a bit better than the other players around you who are progressing slower. So that means you can score higher in Dream Realm or in the arena easily because you just have more power than the other players, even if your characters are not that far progressed. And that gives you a competitive advantage and more rewards, which means you can build your characters quicker. So at the beginning of the season, make sure that you push. After you reach next level, you can get slower. Okay, so that means the characters that we're looking for need to be good in Dream Realm, PvP, and AFK, or any of these. So these are the basic principles when it comes to recruiting. What we're now going to do in the next videos is we're going to have a look at the different options for the wish list. So we were going to do through all the different factions, including Celestial Hypogenes, and look at the different characters one by one. Which one is good, which one is bad, in what situation, and what should you push for. So I hope this helped you already a bit for your character development, and I hope I see you for the next videos.